Welcome back. Again, our discussion is related to steady state conduction. And remember, we are just focused on one dimensional conduction heat equation. In previous class, we discussed plane walls of different layers और उसमें हमने series और parallel different combinations discuss कर लिए थे. Now, I gave you some home tasks, which was example 2-1 from JP Holman. वो आपने देखना था. Then you are supposed to write equations for rate of heat flow and total thermal resistance के लिए आपने equation लिखनी थी different arrangements के लिए series और parallel combination के लिए. If you remember, we also discussed cylindrical system in which the direction of heat flow was along the radial direction. We also discussed and derived thermal resistance equation for radial system, and you can see the final equation which we obtained was this one for thermal resistance. Remember, thermal resistance in case of the heat passing through the solid material, उसको हमने conduction resistance का नाम भी दिया था. We can also name it as conduction resistance as well as material resistance. Then we discussed different layers of cylindrical system. For example, you have a hollow pipe and there are three layers wrapped on outside surface of the pipe. So for example, layer 1 is wrapped by this material A, layer 2 is covered by material B, and layer 3, the outermost layer, is covered by material C. So you can see there are three different solid layers A, B and C. उसके लिए हमने कंडक्शन रेजिस्टेंस या थर्मल रेजिस्टेंस की ये इक्वेशन लिख ली है. Remember, log of R2 by R1, which is R2 is outer radius of layer A, R1 is inner radius of layer A. This is divided by 2 pi K. K is again thermal conductivity of material A into length of pipe. Same is the case for layer B and layer C. And if I add third layer to the outside surface of layer C, then a new thermal resistance will be added, which we can name it, for example, RD. Now remember that rate of heat flow equation is given by delta T overall divided by summation R thermal. Remember, in this case, we are assuming that the rate of heat flow moves along the radial direction from inside towards the outside of the cylinder. So delta T overall is inner temperature of the pipe minus the outermost temperature of the pipe, which is the, the temperature of the final layer of the pipe. Now suppose if we change this layers arrangement and I add a new layer, but as you can see, layer C and layer D are partially they are covering partially the cylinder. In other words, we can say that layer C and D are parallel to each other. तो उसके लिए network diagram will change a little, और वो हम discuss कर चुके थे. It is exactly the same जिस तरह हमने plain wall के लिए किया था. लेकिन remember, first you have to do is कि you have to find R equivalent for these two layers. After finding R equivalent for material C and D, then you will get R equivalent for these two materials, and now these three or the new three layers will be in series to each other, and you can easily find rate of heat flow equation. Now remember, we are already familiar with uh, thermal resistance, and just for your information, for your revision, thermal resistance is thickness of the material divided by thermal conductivity of the material into area which is exposed to heat flow. Remember, this is for plane wall. For cylindrical system, this equation changes into log of outer radius divided by inner radius and whole divided by 2 pi thermal conductivity into L. This is for radial system, which we have discussed in the previous slide. Now, if we divide, or if we take resistance for a unit area, then our equation becomes like this. This is temperature difference across the layer divided by rate of heat flow per unit area. So for a unit area, the resistance change into R value. In other words, for a unit area, the resistance is R value. R value is different from thermal resistance in that way that thermal resistance is thermal resistance include area, and R value is for per unit area. Remember, you can see that area is divided here for a unit area. In other words, R unit equation for R unit in terms of thickness of the layer and thermal conductivity will be delta X divided by thermal conductivity of that material. We can compare these two equations, thermal resistance and R value. As you can see that in case of thermal resistance, we have this area here, and for R value, it is for a unit area. So remember, units of R value will be degree C into square meter per watt, or in British system, the units are degree Fahrenheit into square feet into R per BTU. So you should be able to differentiate between thermal resistance and R value. Now, what's the importance of R value? So R value is very important if we are going to select materials for insulation. Now you can see in this table, which is taken from the book J.P. Holman, which is table 2-1, for various ranges of temperatures, materials are given for insulators, and also their applications is mentioned. So you can check different materials application wise. You can see their temperature ranges, their working range temperature, also the value of thermal conductivities are given. Now if you see this list, you will observe that mostly materials are composite, and these are basically polymer based composites. So R value is very important for selection of insulating material. So the R value is basically thermal resistance to heat flow for a given thickness of a given material. So how much resistance it is showing against the heat flow, it can be shown by the value of R. And to find the R value, we just divide the thickness of material by the thermal conductivity, as we have seen in the equation in the previous slide. Now, what we did so far is that we have covered or we have discussed one dimensional conduction heat equation, and we were just considering conduction. Now what if there is some fluid on this face of the wall, and there is an other fluid on the right of this composite wall, and let's say this fluid is having very larger temperature than this fluid. Obviously direction of heat flow will be from left to right, but uh, this equation will change a little. The final equation that we discussed for rate of heat flow, because here we have just conduction resistances, there is no information about convection. And just to remind you guys, convection is occurring between this fluid and this face of the wall, and convection is occurring between this fluid and this face of the wall. So if we see this equation again, there is no evidence of convection here. So we will change this equation a little, and what we will try to do is to add convection as well in this equation. So now our discussion will be based on one dimensional heat equation for steady flow conditions, but we will add convection heat transfer as well to our system. Just to remind you, for convection heat transfer, we use Newton's law of cooling, which is given by this equation. Again, this H is convection heat transfer coefficient. Tw is temperature of the solid body. T infinity is temperature of the ambient air or the surrounding fluid. Now we have used electrical analogy for the previous cases. Again, if we want to use same concept for convection heat transfer coefficient, what we will do is that we will keep this temperature difference here and divide this convection heat transfer coefficient into area, and we will get a new resistance which is called convection resistance. Again, this is thermal resistance, convection resistance, or we can also name it as space resistance. So now we have a new resistance in shape of convection resistance or space resistance. Again, units of convection resistance is same as our thermal or conduction resistance, which is uh, degree C into meter into sorry, let me check the units. uh, units of units of uh, conduction resistance is degree C per watt per meter. So convection resistance के भी same units होंगे. So let's discuss this. The topic is overall heat transfer coefficient, because now इसमें convection भी involved है और conduction भी involved है. Now where is convection occurring? Convection is occurring between the fluid which is moving on the left face of the wall. There is conduction. There is conduction here when the heat is passing through this solid section, and there is again convection between this face of the wall and this fluid P. So remember we have two different fluids, fluid A जिसका टेम्परेचर TA है और fluid B जिसका टेम्परेचर TB है. Remember we are assuming के temperature TA is greater than temperature TB, so direction of heat flow will be from left to right. uh, you can see temperature of this face of the wall is named as T1, temperature of this face of the wall is named as T2. Convection heat transfer coefficient for fluid A is given by H1, and convection heat transfer coefficient for this fluid is given by H2. H2 is convection heat transfer coefficient for of fluid B. If you want to plot or construct the network diagram by using the electrical analogy, so we are having now this convection resistance here and convection resistance number 2 here. Now again you are familiar with this is conduction resistance for the wall. Since we are dealing with the steady flow case, so हमारे पास rate of heat convected from this hot fluid is equal to rate of heat conducted through the solid wall, and this is equal to rate of heat convected to fluid B. Now how we got this equation? This is again from energy balance in rate form for steady flow case, in which we discussed the rate of energy entering is equal to rate of energy leaving the system, and at the end we get this equation, rate of heat flowing through this system in which convection is also involved. This is again Q is equal to delta T overall divided by summation R thermal. In this case R thermal में convection resistance इधर involve है, conduction resistance involve है और convection resistance number 2 involve है. So again rate of heat flow is delta T overall divided by summation R thermal. We can rewrite this equation as this equation. Now हमने इसमें changes क्या की हैं? हमने 1 over R thermal को 1 over summation R thermal को replace किया है by this product, which is overall heat transfer coefficient into area exposed to convection. If you want to have equation for overall heat transfer coefficient given by U, तो उसके लिए हमारे पास equation इस form में है. Now remember, overall heat transfer coefficient is inverse of R value, और आपको ये भी पता होना चाहिए कि R value और R thermal में difference है. So overall heat transfer coefficient is this equation. वो बेसिकली हमें बता क्या रही है कि इसमें हमारे पास कन्वेक्शन हीट ट्रांसफर कोएफिशिएंट इन्वॉल्व है, वॉल की थिकनेस और थर्मल कंडक्टिविटी इन्वॉल्व है, और कन्वेक्शन हीट ट्रांसफर कोएफिशिएंट फ्लूइड बी की भी इन्वॉल्व है. और जैसे हम डिस्कस कर चुके थे आर वैल्यू लेट्स से फॉर conduction only was delta x divided by thermal conductivity of the material. अगर हमारे पास कंडक्शन भी इंक्लूड है, सो आर वैल्यू में हम कंडक्शन भी ऐड कर लेंगे, विच इज 1 ओवर h. रिमेंबर आर वैल्यू इज फॉर अ यूनिट एरिया, इसमें हमारे पास यूनिट इन्वॉल्व नहीं होगा. थर्मल रेजिस्टेंस में एरिया इज इन्वॉल्व्ड. नाउ अ क्वेश्चन फॉर यू गाइस कि अगर हमारे पास सॉलिड जो वॉल है वो एक से ज्यादा हो, फॉर एग्जांपल मल्टी लेयर्ड वॉल है, इस केस में मेरे पास दो लेयर्स हैं और इधर मेरे पास एक फ्लूइड है वॉल के लेफ्ट साइड पे, जिसको मैं फ्लूइड ए का नाम दे दूं, और वॉल के राइट साइड पे एक फ्लूइड है जिसे मैं फ्लूइड बी का नाम दे दूं। तो उस केस में हमारे पास ये जो इक्वेशन है रेट ऑफ फ्री फ्लो, इसमें क्या चेंजेस आएगी, दिस आई एक्सपेक्ट यू टू आंसर in our live question answer session which we will arrange soon. तो kindly आप इसको ज़रा इस पे फोकस हो जाएं and just think about it.